Another, I gave him that.
Well, let me ask the question this way. If you made a copy of a record as it existed then for Mr. Irby.
That would not be, he never asked for that particular.
Well, I don't mean this. I'm just holding
sorry.
this up. Yeah.
All right.
If you made a copy for a record, you would make a separate copy for yourself.
Myself. No, sir.
Okay.
I would print him a copy
Okay.
because our electronic archives are.
Okay. I just wanted
Sure.
to clear that up in my mind. Well, I think until we get the may I see the.
Provisional challenge to the voter or a not on any other basis, could it be provisional rather than greater? And there's got to be a reason given as to why someone passed the provisional ballot as opposed to
Yeah, no picture ID.
just one.
No picture ID. No picture ID. Mr. Henderson, I'm going to hand you these provisional ballots. And I'd like to ask you to turn over on the back of the first mailing envelope. And is it indicated there that the reason for the provisional ballot was no picture ID?
In the case of the first and the second and third, and no reason on the fourth.
Okay.
If I can just correct, I don't believe these are mailing envelopes.
Provisional ballot envelopes, thank you. Okay. So just to sum it up, 3 of them show the reason as being no picture ID and 1 gives no
Correct.
reason. Okay.
I beg your pardon. It's back on the log that they made. All 4 say no picture ID.
All 4 say no
All
picture
4
ID.
say.
Okay.
James Johnson, yes, no picture ID.
We've got an agreement, don't we, that it, in fact, what you produce us,
Yes.
you'll put Bates numbers on them, and we won't have any trouble with authentication later on. That
No, in fact, what number are we at exhibit-wise?
Next to 17.
Next to 17, okay. On the record, let's skip 18. 18 will reserve for the document that contains 4 provisional voter ballots. It has an attachment to it of 1 page, and then it looks like it's got 4 actual ballots. This is a true and authentic copy. I'm going to check to make sure that I can release all or part of it. If I can only release part of it, I will redact the signatures if that's
Right.
prohibited, but we will have no issue as to this being an authentic document.
correct. Okay. So what you will provide as plaintiffs is it 17? 18.
So now we
Plaintiff.
just skip 17?
Yes, he said reserve 18.
18 for this?
18 would be your next number.
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
I'm sorry, 17.
no, there's no
I'm getting
17
confused
yet.
too. There's no
Okay,
17
thank
yet.
you. This would be
This
17.
would be 17.
Yes.
Okay.
And as I said, I'll make sure you get photocopy front
Okay.
and back, exactly what this is.
But the one for the record will be a good copy of these. This will stay in Mr. Henderson's record, the original.
Yes.
Okay. Fine.
So, which things would you like first? So we don't. Okay, this is the first thing to have.
Okay.
Alan, keep those over here, because I'm not done with them. Thank you.
Well, if you just let me have a copy
Oh,
too,
yeah,
and
sure.
just- we got 3
And we got 3 of
things,
each.
so we can all look at them.
Okay.
And give one to the court
And
for
this will be now what,
This will be 18.
18. Mr. Henderson, I want to hand you what has at the heading of it PM procedure checklist, and with a little 70 on the top that I think you put there, and ask you if you can identify that for the record.
This is the PM procedure checklist I took out of the records for precinct 70. Duties that they are to perform after the polls close.
And this is, what does the PM refer to?
After the polls close.
Okay. And did you provide this, or was this provided by the supervisor?
Supervisor elections.
Okay. And do you know who put the checks in there?
I do not.
Okay. Did you have anything to do with filling this out?
No, sir.
Okay. What have we got next?
Well, just wait 1 second, let her get that marked.
Yeah.
There's the next.
And you putting 17 on that one?
This is 18,
18.
17 is the one
Okay.
that's set aside.
Those are copies.
Next one's not.
Okay, this is 19. Mr. Henderson, I'd like you to look at plaintiff's 19 and tell us what that is, please.
Not numbered, but the first landscape pages are the fire station list, off of which we send notification of polling place. The first two portraits appear to be I haven't counted, but probably the final number of people who received an absentee ballot and looks like voted also. And the very last page is, I believe, the mailed absentee ballots.
And when were these documents? Let's go to the last 3 pages. The third page from the end and the second page from the end seem to be one document. When was that prepared?
The nature of a spreadsheet is such that it's added to during the entire process.
Okay. How does it differ from what is plaintiff's exhibit, this number? 13.
Dates.
Well, there's some additional information here on the one that's in 19, Mr. Henderson. There is a precinct number, which doesn't appear on 13. And also, there are no dates in and out on 19.
That's correct. Precinct number, no doubt used to designate to the individual precincts those people who have in their possession or have voted in absentee ballots. They would be marked as a red A to keep from duplicating the vote.
Okay. And I'm trying to understand whether or not this document that's in 19 was actually provided to the precincts.
I believe it was.
You think it was?
Yeah, I think so.
And would these 2 documents have come from the same electronic file with just a slightly different formatting?
There was a multiplicity. In other words, that you copy this and you put those over there. You take out the fire station people. So their iterations may be more than one, but they're basically the same thing.
Let me